G'day, my friends. Cheers to you. I hope you're well. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I got a story for you. I just thought of this story and I wanted to share it. So it goes back maybe 15 years, I think, when I was going camping in the bush. I have a habit of, not so much these days, still sometimes, but I have a habit, had a habit of packing my life into a backpack, tent, food, surfboard, fishing gear, and just walking up the coast, finding somewhere to sleep, camp, and having wonderful experiences. And one time when I did this, I spent maybe 4 nights at one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in the remote bush, the remote Australian coastal bush. And I had at that time what could only be described as transformative experiences. And it was so meaningful for my heart, being by myself in the middle of nowhere for days on end, cooking everything on the fire, sleeping under the stars. And I realized so much about myself, about my mind, about who I am, and about how I want to move forward in the world. And I got so into it. I was by myself. I was painting myself in mud, dancing around the fire, having these wild experiences. And fast forward a year or so after that, I planned to go back to the exact same spot. And in my mind, I was like, I'm going to have more amazing spiritual experiences. Here's me, the big spiritual wanker. I'm going to tap into another level of whatever. And I had this vision in my mind. I'm going to camp in the same spot. I'm going to go through the same kind of processes. It's going to be wonderful and beautiful, and things will be just the same. And I can't wait to reconnect with that spiritual high once again, whatever that means, right? And there I am walking into the camp with all my gear, feeling spiritual as anything. And you wouldn't believe it. I get to this spot in the middle of nowhere and excited. And as I'm walking into this spot where I camp, I can see some people. I'm like, people? I come here to be alone in solitude. What the hell are people doing here? Not only that, as I get closer, guess where they've set up camp? In my spot. My spot? That's my spot. That's where I do my spiritual work. How dare they set up their camping there? There was a man, a woman, and 2 kids camping in my spot. So I'm ropeable because everything I thought was going to be is being challenged. In this moment, I'm not very adaptable, am I? You'd think the meditation practice would help me, but at this stage, it did not. I had a clear vision on the way I wanted things to be, yet the reality was it was different. So begrudgingly, I go off and set up my camp in another spot. Not too far, but far enough so I don't have to put up with the annoying people that I want nothing to do with because I'm here to do my spiritual work. Set up my camp. All right, this will do, I guess. Go and collect wood in this particular spot. Firewood that burns well is hard to come by, so I spent a good couple of hours collecting enough wood for a few days. Had a big pile, and these 2 kids from this family come up to me. Whoa, look at all your firewood. Can we borrow some of yours? We're nearly out. So these people that are already annoying me are now asking for my firewood. I said, no, go find your own. Probably even a little harsher than that. Mine. So this is what attitude I was in. This is what mindset I was in at the time. Pre-annoyed, frustrated, selfish. And I went to sleep that first night and woke up, and even the dad of the family kept wanting to come talk to me about fishing and different things. And I just wanted to be left alone, man. I'm like, I came out here for solitude. I came out here to connect with God. And at some point after 24 hours or so, I could feel the resistance in my body and I could feel the tension. I was like, what am I doing? Why am I not being adaptable? Why can I not accept what is and move with it to recognize the gifts that could be within this moment. What am I doing? Why am I so resistant? And I'd been journaling thinking, I just want to feel better. I just want to feel better. It got to that point, where we suffer enough that I just want to feel better. I can tell that nothing's going to change through my resentment, through my resistance. I just want to feel better. And at that point, when I was journaling, I heard or felt God speak so clearly. Do you really want to feel better? Yeah, I do. I do. Okay, well, let me ask you this. If I or one of my angels was to show up in your camp right now, how would you treat me? And so I imagined God coming to my camp. And if I knew it was God, I said, are you kidding? Like, I'm a naturally devoted person that loves meditation and all things of the spirit. If God came to my camp, I said I would take everything I own and offer it to you. I'd say, come here, have all the firewood. Let's make a big warm fire. Let's use all my water to make tea. Every bit of food I brought, I'd go fishing for hours just to catch fish just for you. I would serve you so thoroughly and fully because I'd be in awe of who and what you are. I'd be in awe of who and what you are. God said, good. Feel that awe, feel the reverence, feel the love that you have for me. And I said, I do. And God said, here's what I want you to do. Go forth and treat everyone and everything as if it's me, because it is. Because it is. And I thought, whoa, look at the animosity, the resistance, the resentment that I've developed towards these people because what? They're having a beautiful time camping in the best spot in the area, just like I did. Who wouldn't want to camp there? Look at the resistance I've developed being attached to what my mind is telling me things should be. I've been so removed from what actually is. God snapped me back to isness. Said, what is? Come to what is. There's an opportunity in what is. There's an opportunity to see clearly, express love, be with fully what is. And in an instant, my tune changed and I walked over to the family and I didn't say anything about my experience, but I just was open and ended up having a beautiful conversation. And they were so nice and generous. They were sharing food with me when I was open. And here I was meant to be the one being generous and sharing. And we had a beautiful time. The kids were so wonderful and playful. And I realized the true gift of that moment. It wasn't what it was in the past, but it had its own inherent gifts of connection, of community, of friendship, where the inherent gifts of the times a year earlier was isolation and individualization to be with myself, to get to know myself. This moment was different. Every moment's different. If I'm caught up in what it should be, if I'm caught up in what it was, I'll never see the inherent gifts of this moment. And to do that, I have to be with what is. And I went on to be friends with that crew for quite some time. And that was the gift of that moment. So, what I want to ask you is, what is going on in your life right now, either within you or around you? And are you holding a resistance, resentment, animosity towards what is when it is what is? Wishing it was different? What would it be like to adopt the spirit of acceptance? Like God gave me that day, the spirit of acceptance. If I have the spirit of acceptance as my foundation, I can step forward into what is to extract the gifts from it. So, what is? Are you resisting emotions that are going on within your body, thinking you should feel different when what is you feel sad or angry or grief or resentment or resistance? Maybe your mind is super turbulent and busy and you're wishing that it was calm when the resistance is the bigger problem than the turbulent mind itself. Maybe you've got some family dynamics or some friendship dynamics that are going on around you in your life that you wish were different. And you're like I was, and I still get for sure. That's my camp spot. How dare they? How can I express love in this moment? How can I see the innocence? How can I recognize the goodness and love within these things, people, situations, or uh, people that I'm resenting and resisting? How can I be with what is? This is what meditation teaches us. How to be with things exactly as they are. And when we see clearly with an open, calm heart, we might just be able to extract beauty from the very circumstance or situation we've been resisting. So I'll leave that with you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you listening so much. And I hope this encourages you to go out, look at what's going on within you, around you, and bring an open heart, calm mind, and a willingness to learn from, to be with things exactly as they are. Big love and big smiles, my friends.